It's 3 a.m. You're in a helium headspace. It's Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Being John Malkovich premiered on this day in 1999, directed by Spike Jonze. It stars Cameron Diaz, Catherine Keener, Orson Bean, Mary Kay Place, John Malkovich, and John Cusack, who, as Craig Schwartz says, "You don't know how lucky you are being a monkey, because consciousness is a terrible curse. I think, I feel, I suffer, and all I ask in return is the opportunity to do my work, and they won't allow it because I raise issues." It made $68,000 its opening weekend and has since accumulated $23.1 million. Born today in 1942 in Daytona Beach, Florida, Bob Ross was a gentle painter who became a quiet phenomenon, transforming public television with his calm voice and the promise of happy little trees. After a stint in the Air Force, he took up painting to soothe the strain of Alaskan winters, developing the wet-on-wet technique that allowed him to finish a landscape in half an hour. When The Joy of Painting premiered in 1983, Ross turned speed into serenity, turning television from noise into meditation. He painted more than 1,000 canvases, most given away, and though he died in 1995, his legacy endures in soft brushstrokes and the faith that even mistakes can become mountains or clouds. Bob Ross once said, "Talent is a pursued interest. Anything that you're willing to practice, you can do." Born today in 1740 in Edinburgh, Scotland, James Boswell grew up the son of a judge and found himself torn between a respectable legal career and his love of conversation, wine, and wit. His restless curiosity led him to London, where he met Samuel Johnson and began the friendship that would define his life. For years, he followed Johnson like a devoted apprentice, recording every turn of phrase, every opinion, every melancholy sigh, and from these notes created The Life of Samuel Johnson, often called the greatest biography in the English language. Boswell's genius lay not in invention, but in observation. He caught the texture of talk, the awkward silences, the humanity behind the intellect. His work showed that truth could be found not only in the marble of monuments, but in the warmth and flaws of living speech. In The Life of Samuel Johnson, James Boswell wrote, "He who has provoked the lash of wit cannot complain that he smarts from it." Today in 1891, Fanny Brice, born Fania Borak, entered the world amid the immigrant bustle of New York's Lower East Side. She grew up with a fierce drive to perform, left school at 14 to join burlesque, then by 1910 became a star in Florenz Ziegfeld's Follies. With the signature hit, My Man, and the enduring radio character Baby Snooks, she carved out a unique niche. Comic, singer, stage star, radio matron, plus child. Her story, ascension from working-class roots, comic prowess, and surviving show business, became mythologized in the musical Funny Girl, and she remains a touchstone for performers who mix humor, heart, and grit. Fanny Brice once said, "Men always fall for frigid women because they put on the best show." Bill Mauldin was born today in 1921 in Mountain Park, New Mexico, and grew up during the Great Depression before becoming one of America's most beloved chroniclers of the soldier's life. As a young infantryman and cartoonist for Stars and Stripes magazine during World War II, he created the weary GIs Willie and Joe, whose unshaven faces, slumped helmets, and sardonic humor gave voice to the mud-soaked realism of the front lines. Mauldin's drawings cut through propaganda with the blunt truth of exhaustion and dignity under fire, earning him 2 Pulitzer Prizes in the admiration of General Eisenhower, though not of General Patton, who thought his scruffy soldiers bad for morale. After the war, Mauldin continued to draw for newspapers, capturing the trials of post-war America with the same empathy he had shown his fellow soldiers, proving that art could tell the truth without preaching and honor the common man without sentimentality. In Up Front, Bill Mauldin wrote, "I don't make the infantryman look noble because he couldn't look noble if he tried." Today in 1996, Henry Ossawa Tanner's luminous painting Sand Dunes at Sunset, Atlantic City, found a permanent home in the White House, the first work by a black artist to enter its collection. Tanner, born in Pittsburgh in 1859 and raised in Philadelphia, had painted the scene nearly a century earlier. golden dunes and violet sky dissolving into twilight, a meditation on light, solitude, and faith. By the time it was installed during the Clinton administration, Tanner's quiet mastery had long transcended the prejudice that once shadowed his career. The painting's presence in the nation's executive mansion marked a belated acknowledgement that beauty and genius know no color. Henry Ossawa Tanner once said, "I cannot fight prejudice and paint at the same time." 60 years ago today, the Autobiography of Malcolm X appeared in print, published posthumously just months after his assassination. Written in collaboration with journalist Alex Haley, it traced Malcolm's transformation from street hustler and prisoner to fiery minister and spokesman for black liberation, ending with his turn toward a broader humanist vision after his pilgrimage to Mecca. The book was a raw account of faith, rage, and redemption that shocked some and inspired some and challenged America to look at itself in the mirror. Over time, it became not just a record of a man, but a testament to the possibility of change, the story of a mind and soul continually reborn. In the Autobiography of Malcolm X said, "I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it is for or against." Today's poem is Invictus, written by William Ernest Henley and published in 1875. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And those are some of the things we humans have done over the years. Do good work. Smile more, and please follow our work.